LeetCode 2095, I need to delete the middle element or the middle node of a linked list. So I'm given the head of a linked list and I need to delete the middle node and return the head again. So the middle node of a linked list, if the size being n, then n by 2th node is the middle node. So over here, this is my linked list. So this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So over here, I've got 7 elements, and when I take the middle of this, the floor, this turns out to be 3. So I need to delete this third element. So I'll show you how to do it. So I've got 1, that leads me to 3, heading to 4, pointing to 7, going up to 1, then we have got 2, 6 and 6 pointing to a null. So what we do is basically we create something known as slow, which is initially set to the header, okay, and something known as fast, which is also initially set as the head, and we create something called previous of slow, which points initially to null, okay. So my slow moves by 1 step and my fast moves by 2 step. So my slow, this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. So my slow moves by 1 step. So this is 1 step, it goes here, and my slow goes from here to here, okay. So I have my slow over here, and this fast moves 2 steps, okay. So this fast comes to this place over here, and before these 2 steps I had to do my previous to slow. So my previous goes from this to this, so I have this, okay. Now my next step would be again to put previous to slow. So my previous comes from this place to this place, and my slow moves by 1 point. So slow comes here and my fast moves by 2 steps. So my fast comes out over here. So I'll erase the older iterators or pointers, okay. Again my fast is still capable to move more, so I remove my previous and point it to slow. So my slow comes here, my slow moves 1 step. So this will be previous and this is slow, and my fast moves 2 steps. So my fast comes out here. So after, let me delete these. So I still have movement. So I'll check if my fast is null pointer or the next of fast is null pointer. So we do see that the next of fast is null pointer. So I have the condition that my fast shouldn't be a null pointer, and the next of fast should not be a null pointer. In these 2 steps I stop. Now what we can see, what I do is I take the previous of slow and point it to the next of slow. So this is my next of slow. So I break this bond over here and let this thing point to this. Post that I delete slow. So over here my slow is deleted. So this is my final linked list. So this is 1, 3 followed by 4, which is pointing to 1, 2 and 6. So important checks to keep in mind would be, so if initially my head is pointing to null, in that case I would return a null pointer. Or maybe if my head, the next of head, that is I got only 1 element and I need to delete it, since this will be the middle of this. So in that case as well I need to return a null pointer, and I run my while loop up till my fast not equal to null pointer and the next of fast is not equal to null pointer, okay. So I put exclamation over here. So I run my loops till this, and after coming out what I do is the previous of slow, the next of this, I point it to the next of slow, and then delete my slow. Okay, so my first task over here is to check if we get an empty or a single node. So I do, if my head is none, that is pointing, that is it doesn't contain anything, or maybe if my head is pointing to a null, in that case I need to return a null pointer. So I do unwrap dot, the next of this is none. Okay, so in this case I return a null pointer, that is none. Following this, I create something known as dummy, that is previous of the previous of slow. Okay, so this would be dummy node before the head, so this would be box new, this is list node, and my value is set to 0, and the next of this is head. Okay, similarly we create something known as slow. So over here, this slow pointer, this is a raw pointer, so I do star mutable list node is equal to and mutable star dummy. Okay, and I also create the fast pointer, so mutable fast, so I do this as const, this is list node. Okay, I provide the fast pointer, that is const raw pointer. Now one important thing over here would be I declare unsafe, that means I am manually doing pointer operations and dereferencing raw pointers. So Rust cannot guarantee memory safety, and I take the responsibility for avoiding invalid access or undefined behavior. Okay, so I do while not fast dot is null and fast, the next of this, okay, is null is something, and then again I do fast next, I take this as reference, unwrap it, and then do next is sum. Okay, so in this case I increment my slow, that is slow points to the next of slow. Okay, so this will be star slow, the next of it as mutable, then I unwrap it as mutable. So this line over here moves slow one step. Now I move fast 2 steps. Okay, so this will be star fast, so this is next as mutable, this goes as it is, next this is next as reference, unwrap, and then I do next as dereference, and then unwrap again. So over here this line moves fast by 2 steps. Now I delete the node middle, so the next of slow is equal to slow dot next, I take it and unwrap, and then slow dot next, I do slow underscore next dot next, that is I bypass the middle node, and at the end I return the new head, that is dummy dot next, current new head, that is skipping the dummy. So let me see and run it. So my slow is star slow is next, so this will be as mutable, and this over here will be as reference.